Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. And double honors to the elders and bishops of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the prophets and beloved bishops and all those pushing this word and magnifying the name of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. Shalom, shalom. And to the hopeful elect and the 12 tribes scattered abroad, a shalom to you. The title of this epistle is going to be entitled, Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come. The kingdom that was promised unto the children of Israel, the remnant seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is being built as we speak through the prophetic lens of all things coming to an end. The so-called reign of Esau, Edom, the European nations, and all those other nations that fall underneath of his power, drinking from that cup of iniquity, that great whore of Babylon, is coming to a close. As we can see, the prophetic timeline itch closer and closer to our kingdom, for Jacob has next. It is written in 2nd Esdras chapter 6 verses 8 and 9 that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So we're going to pull some precepts to edify the flock on the rebuilding and the establishment of the kingdom to come, the house of David, right? The house of David that will be led up by Yahweh Shai himself, the anointed savior, and the 12 tribes, 12,000 out of each tribe, the 144,000 elect men, judges that will reign alongside our chief Messiah to govern the new kingdom to come. So the kingdom is coming and it's underway. It's in construction. There's all kinds of things happening in the earth. Let's go into the Apocrypha, the Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, and we'll grab verse 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Most High Yahweh power, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. As of right now, there is one that is not profitable to govern the earth. All of the earth realm, the air, the sea, and land, all things are diminishing. The structure of earth is becoming weaker and weaker, and the moral integrity of human beings are also are grossly defiled and in pure darkness, and it is not being governed in the power of righteousness. It is actually being governed by the hand of the wicked, and we read that in Job chapter 9. Honorable mention, Job chapter 9 verses 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. Yes, they changed the cover of the judges through iconoclasm and setting up their own idols for the people to worship. The earth is in an unprofitable state. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? This is asking a question. If the earth is governed in righteousness, how comes everything seems to be out of place and dislodged, and it's not in prosperity, but it's under the governance of total totalitarianism, wickedness, wicked decrees, and so on and so forth. So in due time, the Most High Yahweh power is going to set up the righteous in governing power, right? Let's jump to Daniel chapter 7. Thank you, Father. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and even forever. Verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. This is the saints, the elect, the 144,000 judges that will govern the kingdom in righteousness and put everything back in its proper order. There is every facet of defilement being done to the earth. People are eating things out of the oceans they ought not to, so that diminishes the ocean kingdom, because the things that they're eating is supposed to cleanse the ocean. They're eating all kinds of wicked things. And people here on earth, they're eating all kind of defiled animals that are supposed to be cleansing the earth, you know, eating swine sandwiches and all these other things, right? Bats and all kinds of things they're so curious to eat. They're throwing everything out of alignment, and the one that has power of the earth right now is the wicked, right? The wicked are set in power to govern the earth for such a time, for a specific manner, right? Everything has to be in balance, right? There's a purpose for evil and wicked as well. Let's go into the mighty book of Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah. Here I am. Isaiah chapter 1, and we'll grab verse 26. This is part of the kingdom being restored, right? Actually, I'll jump to Isaiah chapter 2. Isaiah chapter 2, and I'll grab 2 to 4. And it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain, the governing body, the government of the Most High Yahweh power, that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills. It will come to fruition. All power will flow unto Zion, righteousness, right? In the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go to the mountain of the Most High Yahweh power, to the house of the Most High of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. We are living in an evil time, a wicked time. And if we were established in righteousness and living by the word of God, so-called Yahweh, Christianity will not need to go up to Zion to learn how to live in righteousness, for righteousness will be evidently clear that if Christianity was the way to go, things will be set back in place. If Islam, the religion of Islam, was the way to go, they wouldn't need to go up to Zion to learn the ways of the Most High Yahweh power. It would already be established in righteousness, and everything will be back in its proper order. There will be no wars. If all these other man-made religions on earth was the proper way to go, there would no need to have this verse written that the nations at the end of wars would come and learn from the nation of Israel and learn from the law. You know, it's self-explanatory. Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Where is this called now in this day? It's 2026. We're in the month of June. Where is this righteous city being established at? It is not. There's wars going on, rumors of wars, earthquakes, uprise of the peoples, famine in different places, and they're continuing to escalate, right? All prophetic things must be fulfilled. But where is this righteous city being established at? It says that the mountains of the Most High Yahweh power is going to be exalted above all the hills. We read that in Obadiah, right? It says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. This is judgment unto the wicked, right? All the nations of the earth has put their hands on the people of the Most High Yahweh power, right? Jump down to verse 17 of Obadiah. It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. We are going to govern the earth in righteousness, the rebuilding of the house of David in righteousness, right? We're talking about end times prophetic events that are being established in our midst. Right, let's jump to Isaiah 60 real quick. Isaiah 60, talking about end times. Excuse me. Isaiah 60, this is end time events. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Most High Yahweh power is risen upon thee. This is talking about those elect men that house the Ruach HaKodesh and giving the inspiration of the of Yahweh Shai, to be given that wisdom, that a light that illuminates their countenance in full wisdom and in glory. Verse 2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. They will have no understanding of righteousness. They will not understand the concepts of keeping the ordinances, because they have been eating off of the philosophies of wayward doctrines from these false shepherds and false prophets in these church houses. The Most High Yahweh calls them whorehouses in Jeremiah chapter 5, mid chapter. And this is why the world is in gross darkness, right? And there needs to be righteousness established in the earth, but not until the end of this wicked kingdom. For the Most High sent Yahweh Shai to the earth to be a an atonement unto his people, the elect, to be established in righteousness in the kingdom to come. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to thy brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee, thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. The northern kingdom as well, the dispersed of the house of Israel, they will come to the acknowledgement of who they are and their Gentile mindset, and come to thy glory, right? They'll come to that light, as well as the other nations, the other nations, the heathen nations, those that are left after the after World War III and the destruction to come, right? We can grab that right now. This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem — Jerusalem is a people, right? Jerusalem is a people before place. Everyone that has came up against his people shall even go up from year to year to worship the King of the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. The entire world who has ever left at this time will have to participate in the Feast of Tabernacles. This is a blessing. This is not a curse, right? And it shall be that whosoever will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even unto them shall be no rain. They'll stop themselves from receiving blessings. And if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt, and the punishment of all nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. When the earth is reestablished in righteousness and keeping the law, statutes, and commands, and being taught the proper way to how to govern and live in the earth, you will also be keeping the Feast of Tabernacles, all the said nations. For our nation, we will keep all of the Lord, all of Yahweh's feasts. Leviticus chapter 23 and Exodus chapter 12, right? So all the nations of the earth will come up and be taught by his taught ones. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6 on down says we are a holy nation. Deuteronomy chapter 4 verses 5 and 6 says we will be a wise and understanding people. Deuteronomy chapter 14 and verse 2 says we are a holy and set apart people, right? Chosen above all nations. These are those that are going to be established in the kingdom to come. The kingdom to come will be established in righteousness. Let's go to Isaiah 41. Yeah, I'm going to go to Isaiah 41. Hold on. Isaiah 41. Well, this is Isaiah 14. Yeah, let's go to Isaiah 41. I don't want to jump into that real quick. Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41, 18 and 19. Isaiah 41, 18 and 19 says, I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water and the dry land springs of water. Right? The Most High Yahweh, well, Yahweh Shai, is going to be pouring out waters from the Shamayam through his prophets, through his ministers and teachers, to give living waters to the earth again, because the earth is truly dry and barren of righteousness. Living waters, the waters that are able to bring forth and spring within righteous individuals. Righteousness is actually barren, and he's saying that he's going to set up I'm speaking spiritually, by the way. This can also happen in the physical realm, but I'm speaking expressly to the spirit, right? The living waters that is able to bring forth life. He's going to make a way in the wilderness, and he's going to set up pools of water. Those pools of water are these small ministries and churches all throughout the earth, being taught by the prophets and governed on the corners, on the highways and byways, and on the internet of all things. These are small sanctuaries, small pools of water where you can now bring your bucket and drink from and take from, right? Let's go to Jeremiah 33. Jeremiah chapter 33. Jeremiah chapter 33. Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 6 to 9. This is Kingdom Come. We're talking restorative verses, right? The rebuilding of the tabernacle of David and the kingdom to come. Jeremiah chapter 33 and verse 6. It says, Behold, I will bring it health and cure, and I will cure them, and will reveal unto them the abundance of peace and truth. And I will cause the captivity of Judah and the captivity of Israel to return, and will build them as at the first. Just like we read in Ezekiel, he said he's going to I think it's Isaiah. He's going to restore us, our judges, as at the first, right? Like at the very beginning, he's going to restore us, the prophets that were scattered, the judges that were scattered. There was no one to sit in the throne of David over the children of Israel, but he's going to restore all these things. In verse 8 of Jeremiah chapter 33, and I will cleanse them from all their iniquity, whereby they have sinned against me. The nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, have sinned against the Most High Yahweh power. And I will pardon all their iniquities, whereby they have sinned, and whereby they have transgressed against me. Verse 9, and it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise and an honor before all the nations of the earth. The nations of the earth, they will see us, the hopeful elect, whoever you may be, rise to power and be blessed, while calamity and destruction and all said perils are befalling them. They will see who the Most High Yahweh power people are in that day. No longer will the bywords of those people will be placed upon them. They will not be called after land masses, but they'll be called holy and righteous, and of the nation of Israel. And it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise and an honor before all the nations of the earth, which shall hear of the good that I do unto them, and they shall fear and tremble for all the goodness and for all the prosperity that I procure unto it. This is what the Most High Yahweh power has in his heart to do for the children of Israel, is to restore them, to glorify, give them fame in all lands, right? For we have been so long without a priest and a sacrifice. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 43. Isaiah chapter 43. Kingdom come. The kingdom is coming. Isaiah chapter 43. Isaiah chapter 43. I'm going to grab 18 to 21. It says, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. He's talking to his elect, his children. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness and the rivers in the desert. Right? He's going to restore unto you those living waters again. You will not have dust on your feet. The beast of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness and rivers in the desert to give drink to my people, my chosen. This people have I formed for myself. They shall show forth my praise. Right? The Most High Yahweh power is going to reestablish his children in the earth. His seed is not forgotten. Kingdom is being built for them to reign in righteousness, never to be blotted out, never to be hunted. The curses and the sword will not pursue you any longer. Zion, your time is fulfilled. You have been given double for your iniquities, and now you will be rewarded double for your troubles. This is what the Most High Yahweh power has stated in this contract, in this covenant. This is what he says. He is not a man that he should lie, but he will fulfill it. He will bring it to glory, and we will praise him forevermore. Every day that we may have breath, and our children will glorify him as well. They will be kings and princes and princesses walking in the earth once more. Right now, the earth is being trodden down by the Gentiles, destroying it left and right. Isaiah chapter 65, verses 17 to 25, and it reads, for behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not remember, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall no more thence an infant of days, no, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. Our people died too early. Our children are being aborted everywhere you look, because they think that's the thing to do. The culture is designed to destroy them. They're consistently just consuming death. That will not happen in the kingdom come. They won't be trying to destroy each other and kill each other with these guns and drugs. Drink till they can't even think. Be prescribed all kinds of medicines that shorten their lifespans. It will not happen anymore. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 20. There shall be no more thence an infant of days. No more will your children be having a short life, nor an old man that have not filled his days. For the children shall die 100 years old. They will have a long life, a prosperous life, a peaceful life of joy and praise under the guidance of his priests and prophets and righteous, austere men. But the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. No longer will you have these smelly ass apartments from whatever your landlord's from, wherever they're from. These Section 8 contracts, you won't have those no more. You won't have to fear paying your rent on time or being kicked out, or paying your rent on time and still being kicked out. You won't be on welfare. Your children won't be on welfare. You will have your own land with sheep and gardens. You won't be told, get off my property. Isaiah chapter 65, verse 22. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are, the days of my people and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. You will sow and you will reap much. No longer will you have holes in your bags, where the things that you procure and you earn will just turn around and go right back out the door. Those days are gone. He's restoring the wealth, the generational wealth that was stolen from us. He's restoring it back to the 12 tribes, the nation of Israel. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh power, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. We'll be living in abundance and peace and prosperity. Our brothers will not be giving us the side eye. We will not be giving them the side eye. We will not be looking at their wives as steaks to eat. Everyone will respect each other and love each other in righteousness and the fear of the Most High Yahweh power. Otherwise, he's going to chase you down and destroy you. But that's not going to happen, because the remnant elect is going to have a different spirit, a different mindset. All the laws are going to be written in our inward parts, and we're going to conduct ourselves in nobility. Speak nobility, speak in tenderness and love, and our children are going to see us as the examples on how to conduct ourselves in that same fashion, and it's going to flourish forever and forever and forever and forever. Let's go to Micah. Micah chapter 4, verse 1. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Most High Yahweh power shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and the people shall flow unto it. And many nations shall come and say, Come, and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High Yahweh power, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. Right? They're going to come to the acknowledgement that they have been given an inheritance of lies. Right? All the children that will be left over, they will be established in righteousness and learn righteousness. Right? For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among many people, and rebuke strong nations afar off. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Time of peace. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. No longer will there be funding to establish military might, to drain the resources of the people, to fund any of these wars anymore. Prosperity and peace will reign in the earth. Right? All nations will be taught on how to be governed by the children of Israel, and how to properly conduct themselves in the earth, and what not to eat, and what to eat, and how to speak and how to walk. They will be made in our image, not in Esau, Edom's image. Pride and theft and robbery and murder and in chaos and in fornication and defilement. This is how they live. We do not live like them. We're not them. We're not the same type of people. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 3. Zephaniah chapter 3 verses 19 and 20. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. He's talking about his bride, his elect, his people. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time I will bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith Yahweh power. It will be like a dream. It'll be like waking up out of a bad dream. That's written in Psalms, right? Let's see if we can find it real quick. Having our kingdom restored back to us and in righteousness, it'll be like us waking up out of a dream. I pray I can find it real quick. I didn't have it in my arsenal. Please let me find it. Salakia. Sorry. I think this is it right here. Psalms 126. When Yahweh turned again the captivity of Zion, we were like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. You don't see that now. You don't see that happening. But it will come to pass. Then was our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, Yahweh hath done a great thing for them, and Yahweh hath done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Turn again our captivity, O Yahweh power, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy. He that goeth forth and weepeth beareth precious seed, shall doubtless come again with joying, bringing his sheaves with joy. We will be glad to give our first fruits unto the Most High Yahweh power, especially our children. He says that our firstborn, the sons of our firstborn, are to be offered up to the Most High Yahweh power as our first fruits, and we will be making them into many priests and princes and kings, right? Beautiful. Let's finish out with Zechariah. All that we were ever given as a portion here in this captivity was death. A slice of death here was sprinkled of death there. Just poison. Zechariah chapter 8, starting at verse 3. It says, Thus saith Yahweh power, I am returned unto Zion, and I will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth. Right? We read that in Isaiah. He said it's going to be called a city of righteousness, a city of truth, and the mountain of Yahweh of hosts, the holy mountain. Thus saith Yahweh power of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for every age. Our elderly will not be having to look for work at 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years old. They will be playing with the grandkids, kickball, healthy as an ox, drinking green shakes, telling jokes. They will receive the respect they deserve. In this kingdom, they do not. They're spat on. They're treated like trash, our elderly are, and our elderly women. They're regarded as nothing. They're on diabetes medication. They're on life support. no one to visit them. They're putting hospice and everything. But in the kingdom to come, they're going to be running around, chasing kids, squirting them down. Thus saith the high power of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age, and the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Our children will be playing in peace. I won't have to worry about where my daughter and my son go. They're going to go over to another Akium's house. I ain't got to worry about them. I'm not going to have that thought whether there's going to be some drunken uncle that's thinking about some lustful thing onto my daughter. I ain't going to worry about that. Here, not the case. Not the case. This place needs to be destroyed right away. Verse 6, thus saith the Yahweh of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of this people in these days, should it not also be marvelous in mine eyes, saith Yahweh of hosts? Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country. This is the dispersed. And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power in truth and in righteousness. Right? Let's jump to verse 15. Let's jump to verse 15. Is it 15? Oh, let's continue on. Thus saith the Yahweh of hosts, let your hands be strong. Verse 9. Ye that hear in these days these words by the mouth of the prophets, which were in the city, that the foundation of the house of Yahweh of hosts was laid, that the temple might be built. For before these days was no hire. There's no economic growth, no power structure, no nothing set up for the children of Israel. No Zion for man, for any of beast. Neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. Because of the affliction, we had no nation, no righteous nation, no economic power, no nothing. But now I will not be unto the residue of this people as in the former days, saith Yahweh power. For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their due, and I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all things. We're not going to be lacking anything. And it shall come to pass that as you were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, this is northern and southern kingdom, so will I bless you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. This should be a message of encouragement, a message to continue to serve the Most High Yahweh power in fear and reverence, and put on righteousness and repenting with a sincere and contrite heart, and pour your best into what he is trying to offer unto the children of Israel. So with that, I pray that this was edifying to the elect, and Tawada Abanawa Yahweh for another opportunity to put forth some edification unto the elect, to the flock of the children of Israel. Shalom.